my tutorial for a Valentine's Day mug with faux frosting. To start, I'm going to mark my mug along the bottom so I know where to place my tape. I'm then going to give it a good scuffing using a 60 grit sanding block. We've got some new Sparkle fam to the channel. Hey, hi, how you doing? So I thought I would go a tad more in depth with this tutorial for any new fam that may be super new to tumblers. Now, you can actually totally skip this step if you epoxy your whole tumbler, but I personally tape off my bottoms so that there is stainless showing. I do this to help prevent damage to the epoxy from drops. I started doing this when I was still taking custom orders, and the fixed requests from drops went from few to non-existent. When you are finished prepping your tumbler, you are now ready for your base paint. I am going to be using pink and white, but feel free to base paint your tumbler to match whatever glitter color you're going to be using. If you notice, I'm going to be using two different whites. I'm only doing this because I ran out of the ColorShot paint. Let your paint completely dry, then you'll be ready to apply your glitter. I'll be showing you two ways to apply your glitter. One is definitely easier than the other, but both still come out super cute. I'm using the epoxy method to apply my glitter, but apply your glitter in whatever way you feel comfortable. Now, okay, so this is how we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, so for one mug, I'm just going to be adding Glitzy from PDB Creative Studio. For the other, if you're a tad more advanced and you want the pink to show up a little bit more in your design, I'll be using both Delicious and Glitzy for my glitter colors. But do whatever works for you, okay, fam? As you'll see, both designs come out super cute, and you can barely tell the difference, actually, by the time we're done. If you happen to go the two glitter route, save that cast off glitter. We'll be using it a couple more times later on. And to help our glitter lay nice and flat, I'm going to come back with some parchment paper and just go along my mug, flattening down any glitter that may be rising up. And for the handle, I'll be using a gloved finger and just patting it down with my finger. Because I use Fast Set to apply my glitter, I'm gonna go ahead and peel up my tape as soon as I'm finished laying down my glitter. Let my glitter layer cure. Now we'll be ready to seal with a coat of epoxy. Apply your epoxy, and then using your leftover glitter that we just used previously, you know, the cast off glitter I told you to save, add some of that into your leftover epoxy and apply. We're extra around here, and if there is an opportunity to use extra glitter, we're gonna do it, okay? Okay, so just do it, do it. Let this epoxy layer cure, then give your tumbler a light sanding with a 60 grit sanding block and add another coat of epoxy to make sure your tumbler is nice and smooth before you add your UV DTF decals. Now is a good time to go ahead and clean and sand your rim, and then you'll be ready to apply your decals. Now, we're gonna have to kind of place the elements individually because the wrap as is isn't going to fit all the way around the mug. So I'm going to cut the wrap in pieces and place them on the tumbler in parts. Because the mug is curved as well, doing it this way will definitely save your hair from being pulled out in frustration. When you're all done, you can be finished, or you can add some faux whipped cream. I'll be using fast set and nice and thick to thicken my epoxy until it's the consistency of frosting. To color, I'm going to be using mica powders and acrylic paint. When adding my nice and thick into my epoxy, I add it a little bit at a time and mix in between additions. I want it to be the consistency of thick frosting, and I can check my drips by just putting the drips right up on the edge of the medicine cup and just seeing if there's any movement. For the frosting look that I want, a little bit of movement, but not much for the frosting look. The mica powder alone didn't give me the white that I wanted, so I grabbed some pearl white from Arteza paints and added it in. Now, after applying the paint, it really got a little gummy and thick, which actually worked perfectly for the effect that I wanted. I wanted it thick enough to add some swirls to really make it look like frosting, but also loose enough for it to form some drips. I'll be banging the mug on my table to help the drips along, so if you see the camera get shaky, that's what I'm doing. Extra sparkle! My icing needed some sparkle, so I grabbed Glitzy and sprinkled it on down. I got these super cute conversation hearts from PDB, and since my frosting is thick enough right now, I don't have to wait for it to cure anymore and can go ahead and add it. Set your mug aside to a safe place to allow your icing to cure, then seal your whole design with a coat of epoxy. Now you can absolutely skip this step of decorating the bottom, but I've started decorating the bottoms of my tumblers so I have a place to add my signature. This mug doesn't really have too much room to be too extra, but we can still do something, okay? I'll be using paint, mica powders, UV resin, and glitter to decorate. That's it, guys! Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. A huge thank you to all of my mentorship and channel members. Your support is literally all the things. I would not be able to do what I do without you. Have fun making your Valentine's Day mugs with faux icing, and I'll see you again next time.